Have you ever stopped to wonder what you would do if you suddenly had a heart attack and there was no one around to help? It's a chilling scenario, but it happens more often than we'd like to admit. Many people assume they'll have time to react or that someone else will notice and call for help. But the reality is, those first few minutes are critical. What you do right then could mean the difference between life and death. Here's the good news. Even if you're completely alone, you can survive a heart attack if you stay calm and know what to do. In this video, we'll walk you through 7 essential actions you need to take immediately if a heart attack strikes and you're the only one there. No medical background? No problem. These are simple, practical, life-saving steps anyone can do right from home, right in the moment. We'll cover how to spot the first warning signs, what to take right away, and which small moves could buy you precious minutes until help arrives. Don't miss the last steps. They're the ones most people ignore, but they could be the key to surviving. Let's dive in. Step 1. Know the silent alarm's early warning signs of a heart attack. The first and most vital step is recognizing the symptoms as early as possible, because heart attacks don't always begin with a dramatic chest grab like in the movies. In reality, they often sneak in with subtle, confusing signs, many of which are easy to overlook. So what should you look for? It might begin with an odd heaviness or pressure right in the center of your chested, most if something is slowly pressing down, or like a tight band is squeezing your chest. It may come and go. You might think it's indigestion or anxiety. But if that feeling lasts more than a few minutes or keeps returning, don't ignore it. Other signs to watch for include shortness of breath, even if you haven't moved, discomfort in your arms, shoulders, neck, back, or jaw, nausea, dizziness, or lightheadedness, breaking out in a cold sweat, fatigue that comes on suddenly and makes no sense. In many women and older adults, the signs may be even more unusual, like pain in the upper back or stomach, or a sense of unease that just won't go away. Take Richard, 74. One morning, sitting at his kitchen table, he noticed a strange pressure below his collarbone. It wasn't painful, just uncomfortable. But then he felt short of breath, and his palms began to sweat. That decision likely saved his life. The body often gives small signals before a crisis, what we might call whispers. Don't wait for it to shout. Step 2. Call for help immediately. If you even suspect that you might be having a heart attack, do one thing first. Call emergency services. Right now. Don't wait. Don't try to see how it goes. And do not attempt to drive yourself to the hospital. Calling 911 or your country's emergency number is not overreacting. It's the smartest and most effective thing you can do. The longer your heart is deprived of oxygen, the more damage it takes. Every minute matters. When you make that call, trained medics start moving toward you immediately. They bring life-saving equipment, medication, and the tools needed to restart your heart if it stops. And here's something crucial to understand. Symptoms can escalate fast. If you lose consciousness while driving yourself, it's game over, not just for you, but possibly for others on the road. Take Linda, 78. She felt a weird pain radiating through her left shoulder and suddenly felt nauseous. Thankfully, she didn't wait. She dialed for help, and an ambulance was on its way in minutes. That one action likely made the difference between surviving and becoming another statistic. Don't second-guess yourself. When it comes to heart attacks, time is everything and hesitation can be deadly. She was drenched in cold sweat. Her first thought was to call her son, but then she remembered something a nurse once told her. If you ever suspect a heart attack and you're alone, call emergency services first. Talk to family later. She followed that advice. By the time the ambulance reached her, her condition had worsened, but the paramedics were ready. They gave her immediate care, right there on the spot. That single call quite literally saved her life. Here's the truth. You don't need to be 100% sure it's a heart attack to call for help. Dispatchers won't be annoyed if it turns out to be a false alarm. In fact, they'd rather send help you don't need than miss a life-threatening emergency. So make sure your phone is always within easy reach, especially if you live alone. If you're having trouble speaking clearly, most smartphones have an emergency call option that works even from a locked screen. Find out how it works on your device and make a habit of keeping it accessible. Also, if you're still with me and this video is helping you learn something potentially life-saving, type 2 in the comments to let me know you're watching. Now, let's move to step 3. Step 3. Chew an aspirin, slowly and calmly. Once you've called for emergency assistance, your next step is powerful, fast, and easy, but often overlooked. Chew an aspirin. Not swallow, chew slowly, even if your hands are trembling. If you have a regular 325 milligram aspirin on hand, and you're not allergic or on blood thinners that would make it unsafe, this one small act could drastically improve your chances of survival. Why? Because aspirin thins the blood, helping to slow down or stop the growth of a clot that might be blocking an artery. That clot is likely the cause of the heart attack, and chewing it instead of swallowing makes it work faster, helping the medicine enter your system more quickly and begin opening blood flow before the ambulance even arrives. If possible, try not to take aspirin on an empty stomach, but during a heart attack, the urgency outweighs that concern. Avoid enteric-coated or time-release versions, but if that's all you've got, chew it anyway. Let me give you an example. Joe, 72, woke up one morning with tightness spreading from his chest up to his neck. He remembered he had a bottle of aspirin in the kitchen cabinet. He calmly chewed one tablet and waited seated for help to arrive. Later, his doctor told him that one action likely reduced the damage to his heart. The doctor's words? That little pill probably kept the situation from turning deadly. So here's your takeaway. If you live alone, store aspirin in easy-to-reach places: your nightstand, kitchen drawer, purse, or even your wallet. Check the expiration date and let someone close to you know where it's kept. This isn't just a health hack. It's a globally recognized emergency response method. Chewing aspirin during the onset of a heart attack could be the reason you walk out of the hospital alive. Step 4. Sit or lie down. Reduce the strain on your heart. You've called for help. You've taken aspirin. Now what? Stop moving. Yes, literally. Do as little as possible. Sit or lie down in the safest, calmest position available. Don't start unlocking doors, gathering things, or pacing around unless it's necessary. Every bit of movement puts extra strain on your heart, which is already in distress and fighting for oxygen. The ideal position? Sit upright with your back supported, feet flat on the ground, and arms resting comfortably. This posture helps your heart work more efficiently and can slow your breathing. If you start feeling faint, lie on your side with your head slightly elevated. Don't try to push through the pain or convince yourself you're being tough. This isn't the time for that. Your body needs rest, immediately. It's common for people to feel awkward sitting and doing nothing after calling 911. But remember, in this case, doing nothing is doing everything. You're giving your heart the best chance to stabilize. Consider Alice, 81. When she felt pressure across her chest, her first reaction was to finish cleaning the kitchen. Fortunately, she stopped herself and chose to sit down instead. That decision likely prevented her condition from worsening before help could arrive. So in these crucial minutes, rest isn't weakness, it's wisdom. She wanted to get up and pull herself together, but then remembered her doctor's words. If it feels like your heart, sit down. Everything else can wait. So she sank into her favorite recliner and stayed there. She didn't move. Later, Doctors told her that staying still likely prevented her condition from escalating into full cardiac arrest. So if you ever feel chest pressure, difficulty breathing, dizziness, or nausea, stop what you're doing immediately. Don't try to power through it. Don't finish your task. Your only job in that moment is survival. Sit or lie down with as little movement as possible. Breathe slowly and steadily. Let your body focus all its energy where it's needed most, keeping you alive. And here's a subtle but powerful tip. If you're sitting on a chair without armrests, make sure you don't slump over. Keep your back supported, chest open, and posture relaxed. The more efficiently you sit, the less strain your heart has to manage. If you're still watching this and finding these insights helpful, drop a 4 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your support helps us create life-saving content like this. Now, let's continue. Step 5. Unlocking the door, so help can reach you faster. If you're still physically able, unlock your front door. It might seem like a small detail in the middle of a crisis, but seconds matter in a heart emergency, and a locked door can delay paramedics from getting to you when time is critical. Sure, emergency teams can break in if needed, but forced entry wastes precious moments, causes damage, and might even startle or injure you if you're near the door when they come through. Unlocking your door, this step is especially important if you live alone or in an apartment or gated community. Don't wait for a crisis. Think about logistics before something happens. Is your door easy to open from the inside? Is your apartment number visible? Does someone nearby have a spare key? Let me tell you about Paul, age 76. When he started feeling chest pain, he acted fast, called 911, chewed an aspirin, and unlocked his condo door, all within 2 minutes. When paramedics arrived, they were able to walk right in. That single action saved us 30 seconds, one EMT told him. And that can be the difference between life and death. If you're too far from the door or too weak to move, don't risk it. Stay seated and breathe. But if the door is nearby and you feel steady enough, open it. Also, think about investing in a smart lock with remote access or a lockbox that holds a spare key, especially if you live alone or have limited mobility. It may seem like a small act, but in a crisis, it shows you're prepared and gives the team coming to save you a better fighting chance. Step 6. Use speakerphone and set up your medical ID. When you're alone and possibly experiencing a heart attack, your phone becomes a literal lifeline. One of the most helpful things you can do? Put the call on speaker. Why? Because you free up your hands and reduce stress. You can now sit back, breathe easier, and focus on staying calm without the strain of holding the phone to your ear. Even holding a phone during distress can make breathing harder. With speakerphone, not only do you stay more relaxed, but the dispatcher can hear you better. Your tone, breathing, background sounds, all crucial for guiding emergency response. And here's something many people forget: your medical ID. Most smartphones today have an emergency medical information feature. On iPhones, it's accessible even from the lock screen. On Androids, you'll find something similar in emergency settings. Take a few minutes right now to fill it out. It might just save your life later. Include your name and birth date. Any chronic conditions, like diabetes or heart disease. Allergies, especially to medications. Current medications, and emergency contacts. Let me share Susan's story. She was 79 when she collapsed just minutes before help arrived. But her iPhone displayed her medical ID on the lock screen. Paramedics saw she was diabetic and allergic to penicillin vital info that helped them avoid mistakes and speed up care. They even used her emergency contact to call her daughter instantly. Setting this up takes less than 5 minutes. But the protection it provides? It lasts a lifetime. Having emergency contacts saved in your phone isn't just for tech-savvy people. It's for anyone who might not be able to speak for themselves in a moment of crisis. So if you ever feel the early signs of a heart attack, switch to speakerphone. Stay connected. Let the voice on the other end help guide you through those critical moments. That steady voice, those calm instructions, and the presence of someone listening, it can ease the fear while you wait. And if you lose consciousness before help arrives, your phone might still communicate for you with your medical ID, emergency contact, or even background audio. It's like having an extra lifeline, even when you can't speak for yourself. If you're still with us, leave a 6 in the comments so I know you're engaged and learning with us. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Your support keeps this channel going so we can keep creating content that empowers and protects you. Let's move on. Step 7. Calm your breathing, calm your heart. When a heart attack strikes, panic often follows. Your chest feels tight, your thoughts spiral. Every second feels like an hour. But in that chaos, you still have control over one critical tool, your breath. Now, breathing won't stop a heart attack. But what it can do is help stabilize your nervous system, slow your heart rate just enough, and reduce the chance of your body slipping into dangerous shock or arrhythmias. Think of it this way. The more panic takes hold, the harder your heart has to work. But if you slow your breath, you give your heart a fighting chance to stay steady. You don't need anything fancy. Try this. Inhale slowly through your nose for about 4 seconds. Hold it gently for a moment. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Then repeat. Focus only on that rhythm. Let it anchor you. Let it center you. This step is especially important if you live alone or in an apartment or gated community. Don't wait for a crisis. Think about logistics before something happens. Is your door easy to open from the inside? Is your apartment number visible? Does someone nearby have a spare key? Let me tell you about Paul, age 76. When he started feeling chest pain, he acted fast, called 911, chewed an aspirin, and unlocked his condo door. Think of it this way. The more panic takes hold, the harder your heart has to work. But if you slow your breath, you give your heart a fighting chance to stay steady. You don't need anything fancy. Try this. Inhale slowly through your nose for about 4 seconds. Hold it gently for a moment. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds, then repeat. Focus only on that rhythm. Let it anchor you. Let it center you. That's what Frank did. At 83, when chest pain struck, fear hit him like a wave. But he remembered the breathing trick his doctor once showed him. He focused on his breath, kept still, and quieted his thoughts. By the time help arrived, he was still in danger, but his body had stayed calm and stable enough to survive. I just kept telling myself, "Stay calm, stay alive," Frank said. And here's the truth. You can practice that breathing anytime, while watching TV, during a quiet moment, or when you feel anxious. The more you train your body to respond calmly, the more instinctively it will kick in when it matters most. Breathing won't clear a blocked artery, but it can keep oxygen flowing, prevent dangerous stress responses, and buy you crucial time, sometimes just enough. Final thoughts. You're not powerless, even when you're alone. Surviving a heart attack on your own isn't about luck. It's about preparation. It's about awareness. And most of all, it's about staying calm when it counts. These 7 steps may seem small, but together, they form a powerful safety net. Recognize the warning signs, call for emergency help immediately. Take aspirin if available, sit or lie still to preserve your strength. Unlock your door to allow faster access. Use speakerphone and set up emergency medical info. Steady your breath to help your heart hold on. Each one adds time. Each one increases your odds. Each one reminds you, even alone, you're not helpless. Heart attacks often come with a terrible feeling of isolation. But now, you have tools. You have a plan. You know, and knowledge is power. Ask yourself, what stood out the most today? Was there a step you hadn't thought about before? One that made you think differently? Think about how you can apply this knowledge to your life or share it with someone you love. It might not just save you, it could save someone else too. Thank you for spending this time with us. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share one thing you learned or how you plan to use it. Your voice matters to us. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue producing content that educates, supports, and inspires. Thanks again for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.